Now more than ever, our kids are getting a lot of screen time, whether it's from trying to keep them occupied, virtual learning, or connecting with loved ones. There really isn't a way around it these days.
Right, so Deanna Falzone joins us with how you can help create healthy balance for your family right now. Good morning.
Good morning to the both of you. So I want to say this right away. This isn't a story about how much time, how many hours your kids should be spending using a device or getting screen time, because the reality is, well, times are different right now. But that doesn't mean that we still can't be aware. And there's some things obviously to keep in mind. We know that it has a big impact. So here's some things that can help.
Sawyer's 4. This one's 3.
And then there's 2-year-old Bo and Maddie, who is just a month old. Needless to say, Brittany Brower has her hands full right now, especially with her husband being an essential worker. She admits that she allows more screen time than she would like to.
To be honest, with a new baby, that's kind of how I survive right now.
Some days harder than others.
I was in tears. I remember being in tears and be like, he literally got babysat by his phone today, but that's what I needed to do to survive, and I feel guilty about it.
Like so many parents, she's just trying to make it all work.
It's normal and it's natural, and it really is okay that kids are spending more time in front of screens, because there's a difference between just sitting for hours and mindlessly watching YouTube videos or scrolling through social media versus using devices to FaceTime with grandma and grandpa. So quality is a piece of this beyond just the quantity.
It's what too much screen time can do that you need to be aware of, like increased symptoms of ADHD, anxiety, and depression. Overall, just that worsening mood and behavior you may see in your kids the more time they get in front of a screen.
Where we have to watch out is over the course of the day, that tends to increase kids' irritability. It can lead to increased problems, whether it's younger kids where you're noticing as the day goes on, wow, they are just really more wound up or tantruming more or just more irritable. Or in our preteens and teens, we see sort of that increase in disrespectful behavior or irritability.
Terrible attitude, and like right now he's got his educational phone, and I'm hesitant of how that's even going to go, because it's the whiny, you probably can hear it, the whiny, and he's frustrated and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, is it even worth letting him play it now?
When you start to see those kinds of behaviors, it's time to make some adjustments.
He was outside when it was really nice out the other day. And that whole day and the whole next day, he got to be outside for a little bit. He was a totally different kid.
The good news is it doesn't take long when we pull back on use of devices for kids for their systems to reset and for behavior and mood and those things to improve.
But what does that look like in times like this? First, Dr. Nicole Birkin says set basic boundaries like device-free meals and no phone in the bedroom. Make sure they get breaks throughout the day and differentiate where and when you use devices for learning and fun. Dr. Nicole even suggests using parental controls to help.
Gosh, I see you're having a hard time focusing on getting your work done on Google Classroom because you're over here on these social media apps. Let's talk about what's going to be helpful. Let's use some of these controls to make it easier.
Right now, though, more than anything, the most important thing is to give yourself grace.
There is no one-size-fits-all answer. You need to be looking at what's going to work for you, your kids, and your family.
I do have 4 kids under 4 and under. That's the biggest thing. And that I have a newborn or whatever at home, that I can't be in all places at once. And that, I guess I celebrate the days when he does have a good attitude and know that it's a phase and it takes one day at a time in a sense.
So if you want some more information, you can check out drbirkins.com/tech guide. She goes way more in depth about how to create a plan for your family. Now, she also suggests commonsensemedia.org as a great place to find high quality educational apps and even leisure time activities. And finally, custodio.com with a Q to help you manage your kids' devices. But just some things to keep in mind. Hopefully it just reassures you that, you're trying your best. And right now that's all that matters. But some of those things that you can kind of realize, okay, they're kind of acting like this. Maybe I can change some things around. So hopefully that helps a little bit.
Very valuable advice, yes.
We've been working with the kids' schedule. They continue to have a schedule and had them sanding the shed for about 4 hours yesterday. So that takes away from any screen time.
Yeah, I would imagine. And they were thrilled about it, you were saying, too.
They loved it. They loved it.
I'm sure. All right, thanks, Deanna.
Well, as Michigan works to get back on its feet, more people will rebound from this pandemic. We want to share their stories. Just email rebound@fox17online.com. Give us a call, or you can join our Facebook group.